Welcome, Slayer of Demons. This is our new channel and podcast dedicated to games, tech, and whatever else is on our minds. And I'm Sun versus the Moon. Welcome, Slayer of Demons. This is our new channel and podcast dedicated to games, tech, and whatever else is on our minds. And I'm Sun versus the Moon. Welcome, Slayer of Demons. This is our new channel and podcast dedicated to games, podcasts. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. Go.
How does that sound?
Test it again.
Testing again. Testing.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. We're going to try it.
I could probably even put it all the way down here.
No, just turn it off completely.
You're going to get a background rumble, though.
Let me hear. Welcome, Slayer of Demons. This is our new channel and podcast dedicated to games, tech, and whatever else is on our mind.
I'm Cassette Blue.
And I'm Sun versus the Moon. This is Budsday today.
Get ready. Checkpoint. Congratulations.
Yeah, we made it. Oh, perfect.
We did it.
Let's make sure everything's going. We are recording. Go ahead and give me some audio and make sure it's coming through.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well.
Excellent. I think
It's good to have you.
I think we're good to go. Thank you so much. Holy
Yo.
you guys have no idea how long we tried to get that. Oh, that's the first one. We're not gonna. That was just an intro. From now on, it's just we're cold open right to us. Well, with the intro and everything. But yeah, welcome to Budsday. This is our new podcast. We have been wanting to do this for a very long time. I'm extremely excited. I'm nervous. We just got to be completely frank.
But it feels so good to have the record button going.
I know.
Like I want an on-air sign or something.
I'm
Like,
very excited.
to really get this going.
Yeah, but
Dude, it's good to have you.
yeah, I'm so excited. This is wild. This is a personal dream of mine, just to do like. I love talking about video games. I love video games. We stream on Twitch. I'm Sun versus the Moon. Cassette is at Cassette Blue, and please come over and check us out. We'll have all the descriptions in the or all the info in the description below. But yeah, I think for now, I think we're good to go. Everything on my end is looking good. The recording is looking good.
You're looking good.
Thanks, bud. You as well, my friend. Curls on point, my bud.
I tried.
Thank you.
It's actually a really good hair day, so I'm excited. It's like the perfect time to be recording right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just kind of a weekly show we'd like to do. I don't really know which day it's gonna come out yet, or what cadence we're gonna make it. We're probably, if I'm guessing, we maybe record on a weekend and then publish on that same night or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. We've kind of streamlined this pretty well to where we won't have a lot of editing to do. Mainly, it's just when we need to cut, and we have a couple sections. The way this is kind of gonna go, we have 3 parts to this. We're gonna kind of pick a topic or a couple topics from the news, gaming headlines that kind of interest us and we have on our mind. Maybe not just gaming, tech, comics, whatever. It's just kind of whatever's there. This week we're really going to be focusing on Resident Evil 8 because that's kind of what's around the corner. So that's kind of going to be our main focus. But on more news heavy weeks, this section may be expanded. So please feel be excited to tune in, and you just kind of get a wrap up of what is on our radar of kind of the more important, maybe not necessarily the as big a headlines, or just kind of what's intriguing us right around right now. The next part is we're going to be going through what we played. So we stream every week. I go Saturday through Tuesday. Cassette goes Tuesday through Friday, and in that Tuesday right there, it overlaps, and that's our Budsday. So that's kind of where all this spawned from. Is we've got Budsday going, and we always stream, and it's fun to play those games. So please stop by. We've been playing Monster Hunter World lately. Going to be getting Monster Hunter Rise, obviously. So just kind of. It's fun to do it, but it's more focused on the game, and we don't really get a chance to just talk about the happenings of the day. So this is kind of gives us a more easy chance for us to sit back and just hang out. And when I'm in his chat or he's in my chat, because it's COVID, we're all just kind of hunkered down, and you kind of focused. One person's always performing. So this is just kind of, we don't have to perform. We can just kind of hang out and talk to each other and include you guys. That's the final bit of this. Is we want the audience and participation. We want our other buds. We have tons of buds on Twitch, and we want everybody to be a part of this. We're going to be showcasing a bud a week, maybe a month. I'm not sure how, kind of like, maybe we do a monthly bud, and then we kind of give stream highlights of theirs from that week that we found pretty good. Maybe we're still kind of brainstorming the way this is all going to work.
This is still our first episode, so like we got a little bit of room to feel out what we want to do for frequency of things, or how heavily we want to get other people involved, etc. So, wherever we start out.
Yeah. So what we're what we would like you, if you feel free, we've got the a new Twitter, and you want to write in to our Twitter and give us the what you've been playing. If you want to share, we'd love to know, because one of the most exciting things for me when I'm streaming is when one of my friends comes in and they say, "Yo, dude, I've started to play this game again," or "I've started to play this game because of your excitement for it." And it makes my freaking day, bud. So if you have a game that's really, kind of doing it for you and you want to go, let's go for it, because share it with us and let us know. Just tweet us at us, kind of give us your wrap up in the tweet, and we'll go from there, bud. So, yeah, I really appreciate. I look forward to hearing from you guys. So we have a lot of talented artist friends in our community. If y'all want to do any art that you want to showcase and you want to advertise your Twitter or anything like that, please let us know. Hit us up in our Twitter, and yeah, it's just the most exciting thing for us. So anything else you want to say on the opening bit?
I think you covered most of it. Just I hope everyone tunes in, and especially with like the art, and if y'all have anything that you want to bring up, any questions that you have, like one of the things I've always enjoyed was just listening to that sort of interaction between viewer/listener and broadcasters. So I would like to jump into that more.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess what we're going to move into is talking about what's been kind of happening that was kind of getting our excitement for this week. And I think the first thing is, do we want to start with Turnpike North, just to kind of jump in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So what we've been looking at, this is a new game that they're kind of showing off. This is built in Unity, which it's been, most of these are either Unity or Unreal, and this one has just been so delightful to see. It looks like kind of a Life is Strange. This shot right here is so good with the trees in the background. We just kind of want to highlight some of these. Nothing too crazy, but just kind of want to go and kind of make you guys aware of what's happening.
Just the care put into the environmental design, and just this shot right here, all the elements come together so perfectly.
I will say the dithering, quite nice.
I cannot describe to you how much of a fan I am of dithering.
I know
It
you
makes
are.
me really happy I'm really happy that you say that.
For those of you that don't know, this right here, right, the little kind of stippling and dotted look, that is in fact the dithering, and it's a very PS1 texture shader effect, and there's no shaders, but a shading effect, and
Yes.
it is quite unique in its look, but they're really pulling it off right here.
Even
So
if you look at the textures too, you can see that a lot of the colors don't actually kind of mesh in a very smoothly gradiated way. You can see a little bit of like, some colors are a little slightly more red or slightly more green. So it's still keeping up with that sort of 8-bit color palette kind of feel. Like just like all those minute details that people look for when they're trying to do demakes like this. Try to match the original quote unquote limitations of the hardware. It's just so beautiful seeing people pay attention to that.
yeah, I really dig it. How do you feel about the environment and the location?
It feels like home, honestly. It feels like the Pacific Northwest to me. I want more of that. Like, I don't know. This is supposedly going off of a kind of Life is Strange feel. And that's a series that I still haven't been able to get into. Even though I really want to. I want to play that one of these days real soon. Um, yeah, it just feels at home. But it's so perfectly captured too. Like just these foggy days, or I guess this is kind of more of a closer to golden hour, really.
Yeah. Well, on this note, kind of a PS1 era, there's also this delightful Bloodborne PSX from Lilymeister. Shout out to Ad Botster. It's B0TSTER. We'll have it in the description below. But yeah, so check these out. If you're a fan of ours, you've probably seen this by now. This is built in Unreal, and the art design or the art direction is so good. They have the affine texture warping. They've got the low res.
The inaccurate float point calculation,
Yeah.
or low accuracy, I suppose.
Excuse me. I wonder if is it even texture warping, or is it just a low res texture, like just super low res?
In some of the some
Oh
of the
no, I do
angles,
see it. I do see it in the back.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very subtle. It's definitely not quite nearly as bad as actual PlayStation games would look, because developers would actually have to develop their own software method of applying what I think you call the affine texture warping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Affine. I think.
affine, something like, yeah. But yeah, PlayStation wasn't super good at the whole Z buffer stuff, apparently. But that's part of the charm of that old hardware.
The animations are so on point. When it spawns in, the way that they work, we're gonna encounter some where they have doors, and the way that they grab the door and interact with the door is amazing. It's so fun to see. I am incredibly looking forward to this. I hope they don't have any like sort of issue by calling it Bloodborne. I wish they called it like, some sort of Brotherhood of whatever. Like, Bloodborne's 100% Brotherhood of the Wolf inspired. It'd be fun if
Still
they
need to explore that.
Oh, it's so good. If you haven't seen Brotherhood of the Wolf, definitely check out Brotherhood of the Wolf. We've been thinking about
Thank you for
doing
reminding me.
we're going to be doing some Discord viewing parties, and we want to watch some anime. We have a Bloodsborne. We have a Budsday Discord, so we'll be having that. Please join up. It'll be we have a Budsday cafe section in there. What that essentially is if you want to just hang out and you don't have to even play with anybody. You just want to be in a voice chat, or even if you just want to listen in. I watch Cassette stream when I'm not streaming because of COVID. I'm not going out or anything, so I hang out and watch him stream. It keeps me company. But if you don't want to, I'm thinking if I want to jump in there and I want to chat with somebody while we're watching Cassette, we can laugh. Just kind of hang out. So yeah, so we're gonna have Budsday Cafe, and we're kind of exploring. If you have any ideas, or if there's some things you want to see, please kind of give us a heads up on that, because we're kind of all ears right now. There's also this, I forgot. They have this multiplayer. Have you seen this?
Yes, I saw the 4-person one, but not this 2-player one.
Yeah. I had forgotten to bring this up earlier. Yeah, this is so
actually
cool.
PvP.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been really cracking through this.
These are just more on her. This is more. Oh, is this Yes, this is Resident Evil lady. All right, let's not.
On that note,
we'll give her a shout out, GG.
Yeah.
So on that note, then, I guess you want to just jump right over into Resident Evil. So what we're thinking is we're just gonna watch all of there's 3 trailers, and we're just gonna watch them. And I watched the third one a bunch recently, but I have not watched these new ones or these old ones, pardon, in a very long time. Well, a few months or whenever they came out. So this will be kind of fresh again. So let's just kind of get their situation going. So oh yeah. So yeah, let's go.
Shout out to RE Engine.
Shout out to RE Engine.
One of the best.
His story comes to a close. Is this an Ethan thing? An Ethan thing? I keep wanting to say Ethan. Oh.
A young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence. The bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep.
What is it with that creepy story?
It's just a local tale.
So
You're really into that stuff?
okay, do you think she's pregnant here as well?
Quit being so paranoid.
I think it's pretty possible that they'll show us prenatal and postnatal.
No!
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the audio in real time, so pardon me if it's a little funky.
Who sent you?
Oh, this was the original super low.
I forgot about this guy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, the frame rate.
I'm so glad we're watching this again.
Yeah.
Look how this game is. Oh, beautiful. And we get that with the Wolverine stuff, or the werewolf stuff. Oh, VR, baby. Whatever we got to do to play this in VR. I hope that it'll support my old PS1 VR, or PSVR or whatever. Yo. Even if it's low res.
Other methods on Steam.
Well, yeah. It's so hard to buy shit these days. I have this one. Even if it's not a wonderful experience, like a 10 out of 10. I still just want to play this. My first time was in VR. We'll talk more about that. Oh,
I totally forgot. Yeah, I didn't realize how tall she
look how much they showed this first trailer. Ooh, whoa.
Yeah. I had totally forgotten about that.
Did he lose? No, he slit his wrist. Look, she slit his wrist and she's drinking blood out the wrist. Cool.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that particular part got disconnected.
Yeah. Dude. Oh yeah, so there was this big leak. I won't go too much into it, but I think we know most of it now. They've revealed all of it in the next trailer. So all we knew was this. If you had seen the leak, it was this, and then they had that big leak. Oh no, this was it.
Sorry, Ethan. Why?
So we know Mia can come back to life. She's got the mold. But
And so should Ethan, right?
yes. Yes, he is infected. So that's pretty cool. Let's check out the next one. So this will be number 2. real quick, let's just chat about what we just saw. So prior to this, the leak was that there was like a werewolf dungeon, or not dungeon, a village situation where there's did they specifically say vampires, or people just saying vampire lady? I don't recall. This was the first time I've actually seen her do the blood suck, though, that I recall. So I don't remember if the actual, because everybody online keeps saying like vampire lady type situation, but I'm not really sure right now.
Well, there definitely is a lot of imagery going on in the latest stuff about drinking blood, so that would definitely make sense.
Yeah, okay.
But for the context of the leaks, I'm definitely not sure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting because, like, it's bringing. Well, I'm just guessing bringing bioweapons into the age-old concept of werewolves versus vampires, and that's just such an interesting new combo for
I
Resident.
love it.
Is that?
I love
They
it.
haven't done anything like that yet.
I love
right?
no werewolves. No, never werewolves. Yeah. This is the first time. I got a hair tick on my inside of my eye. I have a very impractical haircut, and when it's windy or anything. Okay.
You're telling me, bud.
I know, bud. Okay, so let's watch Village number 2. I don't remember what this one was at all, actually. Yo, shout out to RE Engine, bud. You're so right. Doing
Works
work.
so well on a 1060. So well.
I want to buy a 3080 so bad.
Be nice.
All clear.
Come on, move! Chris? What the hell?
So Chris breaks into Ethan's house, kills Mia, and then we wake up here in the village. Yeah, that's what the leak was. That's what the leak said. Something like that.
Oh, that we get spirited
And
away.
in death,
Yes.
we give glory.
Interesting.
The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Is that Mother Miranda? Maybe?
I don't think so. I don't think it's that easy. God, that's gonna be terrifying in VR.
Quit being so paranoid. Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work.
This imagery is very new
But the
and different.
forest greeted them with a dark,
I
cold
love this for
silence.
Resident Evil.
The bushes empty.
It kind of feels a little bit like those
Yet
stories in Nier
determined to
Automata.
find the berries, the
Oh,
rascal broke
yeah.
free of Mother's grasp
Yeah.
and vanished into the trees.
More animated than like.
Mother's worried
Film
cries
frames,
faded
but
fast
still.
as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep.
We get the embryo.
It's just a local tale.
This is the new merchant.
If it's just looking, window shop away.
I really hope he asks, "What are you buying?"
What are you buying? So let's take a look now at the newest one. Well, let's just chat. So that one, that was kind of a recap. We didn't really learn much more. That was just more of
Just a bit montagey.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if they showed in the original teaser the embryo, but so now I'm wondering, like, remind me, because I'm not very good on my Resident Evil lore, but the original games had to deal with like the epsilon embryo based virus or something, or am I thinking mold still? I guess epsilon is E, right? So maybe that's just the mold.
Well, it was
It's really
the
hard for me to
T
keep track.
virus, the tyrant.
T virus, okay.
Yeah, everything was tyrant. and then there was I forget what it was in, what is it, G virus maybe eventually, and then it's like Ouroboros. There's different variations through like 1 through 3, and then 5 is Ouroboros. 4 is it's like the worm, Las Plagas is 4.
Yeah.
And then 5 was Ouroboros. What was 6? 6 was like it like made everybody mad, and then like whatever made Simmons turn into that like huge dinosaur monster hunter. Shout out to Hundo P Games. He was like, it's totally the monster hunter, like T-Rex, like kind of Angie, and it 100% is.
Or Dino Crisis.
Maybe.
Hmm.
I don't. They kind of had those models probably, in the Monster Hunter database for a while. Anyway, yeah. So let's watch the newest one and let's see what we got.
Old lady also reminds me a little bit of Dark Souls 2.
Hey now.
Just a smidge.
Think positively, all right? We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else.
Castle Bell heralds danger. The bell tolls for us all.
This is the same dialogue.
Coming again.
Yeah. The added effects are perfect for it, though. Give me that hocus
Mother
pocus.
Miranda,
And here we go.
to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg.
So perfect.
Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him...
Okay, I gotta stop here. This is so welcome. Here, let's just watch it and we'll just keep this one playing. Sorry.
Mother Miranda? Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
We're gonna be streaming Maiden.
Someone please tell me what the hell is going on here.
No. The place is full of nothing but blood and death.
I'm excited for Catacombs. I'm so excited for Catacombs.
Oh, all this is great. Yeah, we'll just watch this. Let's just watch this and then we'll just let it loop and we'll chat about it. Sorry for stopping it earlier. Dang. Hello. See?
Wow.
Baby.
Well, Ethan Winters.
Well.
There you are.
I'm ready.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh.
Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
Awesome. Cool. All right, so let's just let this loop and we'll just kind of, now we can chat about it. Yeah, so this was the most intriguing one because we finally get to see some more story. So right here, she looks pregnant, yeah?
Hard to tell.
Well, she's like an Ampere waist on that blouse.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Like
man.
I said,
I don't know.
it still looks a little too small. Like, we don't know for the opening what kind of timeline we'd be seeing, or if we see those opening shots of more like normal family life over the course of the game, just like in snippets. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like, during pregnancy and post-pregnancy.
Yeah, but the thing is, watch when she's if we gain, maybe we may have to go back to that first one. I think when she's on the ground shot, it's the same outfit.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Also, who's Heisenberg?
I
Is
don't know.
Heisenberg the guy with the glasses? I wonder. The our mace wielding Helsing
You think
or Van
so?
Helsing?
What is she? Where does she reference Heisenberg?
She's telling Mother Miranda that Ethan escaped that fool Heisenberg.
So I thought that was at the house. That's what I had it
Ooh,
implied. Yeah.
maybe
Like
that.
like there was a overseer of the home.
Mm.
So right now we are replaying through Resident Evil 7. I've played through it 3 times on PSVR. So well, now I guess is as good as time to any. Should we just jump into that, or you want to keep talking about this? Let's keep talking about this. Let's stay focused.
Let's keep talking about this.
So, okay, when we're in the catacombs here, it's wild. You can see they shoot off the guns or the weapons out of their hands like RE4. I think maybe you can do that in RE5 too, probably. But
I don't remember that.
yeah,
We played
yeah.
that what, like 2 years ago? A year and a half?
Yeah, I don't remember. 6 as well. 6 is just it pains me that 6 was the most profitable, highest selling one because it is absolutely just awful. Awful.
I like the direction that they decided to go post that though. They've really
Yeah.
I don't know like how
Well,
stark
not
of
the
a turn it is from
multiplayer
6.
stuff.
Oh god, yeah, well, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're talking about. Resident Evil is kind of the main focus this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that reverse vibe.
It looks terrible. They straight up made the character models smaller so they could fit more inside of the environments. Like, come on. So funny, man. Maybe okay, she didn't have
Like,
it wasn't on Pierre waist, it was just a big blouse, but I don't know. Maybe she's just chilling. It just looks like a comfortable top.
she's very comfortable.
But
Yes.
it kind of looks like I don't know.
One of the other things that they added in one of their other demonstrations was that you can actually kick enemies back now too.
I saw.
So I'm really, yeah, I like how they're giving you a little bit more interaction and like I guess that could be considered crowd control in a way. Yeah, maybe you could kick enemies back and knock them into each other and kind of stagger them.
I turned off the CC for this on just like the loop. Is that
Yeah.
cool? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So I love that they're doing this story like this. This is wild, man. Usually Resident Evil is like campy, right? We got
Yes.
1 through 3 is fun but campy. 4 is campy. 5 is a little more serious, but still kind of campy. 6 tries to be way too serious, but tries to take itself seriously, but it's terrible. 7's really the only one that tries to be a little bit more, and we will talk about it when we talk about what we've been playing this week. But man, I love the delivery here. She is going to steal the show, just like Marguerite Baker is my absolute favorite character in that game. And RE7, she's, I think, it's weird to me though. Okay, tell me how you feel about this. They are showcasing so much of her right now. Do you think there's going to be something more, or is she just really going to be like a nemesis and that's gonna be it?
Only time will tell. I mean, she definitely has staying power. I would not be surprised if they utilized her or her family in some way in future titles, but like she's kind of a big deal.
I
you
just
know?
mean here though, because everything they're showcasing, I just feel like there's going to have more to it.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like all of her daughters are going to be running around trying to get you at the same time. So I'm hoping that like different areas will be a different you'll have a different baddie following you around.
Wait.
What?
He's being chased by like a huge dude with a big hammer, and I wonder if it's that guy that transforms into a werewolf. Or a
I was kind of
beastie.
curious about that because I have seen werewolf, or at least one werewolf wielding a mace. Like I mentioned, there's some gameplay demonstration with being run around the town with regular sized werewolves and giant ones, and apparently there's some great friendly fire action going on with those. I don't know why they would ever want to be around one of their
Yes,
mace buds, 'cause
exactly.
they're just crushing everything.
Yeah, the big hammer coming down too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the trailers, they've been showing a lot of cinematic views for all the sort of set pieces and whatnot, but I'm actually hoping that it's just like in 7 where 95%, 99% of the game was completely from Ethan's point of view. Um, so I hope that they never break
Yeah,
for cinematic shots during the game. Um,
I agree.
I don't know, everything just feel like it just feels so good to be immersed in that
Yes.
and just see it unfold in front of you. Like, people were very excited about that when Half-Life first came out because people felt like, oh, this is like a first person movie.
Man, Alex is the main one. I'm so upset I didn't get to play that this year. That's so brutal, man. Right in his fucking leg, mate. Oh,
And getting dragged.
I know. How did that not yank? Oh, it must have been right in his bone.
I was gonna say it's probably just behind the kneecap.
Okay, so we've spoken about this on our stream, but she has got to be hiding something rotting underneath. Oh, look, she's covered head to toe. Her hands are covered, and then she's got a bunch of corpse-like makeup on that you'd look like she was in a morgue somewhere.
She also has to shield herself from the sun.
Well, have we established that she's a vampire?
True, I don't think they've used the V word.
Maybe we're just assuming that. Okay, look at this lighting here. Holy cow! Do you think these are clones?
I wonder if they are victims that have been turned, but maybe turned after. I don't know.
Oh, right here.
Honestly,
This is right there. Is this the same guy? Is this the same guy?
Holy shit!
Look at this hammer. They cut away right there. They don't even let you see it. Look at this whiff. How do you miss that shot?
This time around, we've added crafting, which allows you to create items such as first aid and ammo.
The sniper rifle's back from 4.
I am excited for more rifles.
Look at you, baby. As our friend Lai would say, baby. Shout out Lai Rep. Shout out Lai Rep.
Love you, Lai.
Oh, baby, this is so great looking.
Wait, do you hear
It's
that?
weird. It's very distinct. You know, like RE2 and RE3 look very different than RE7 in this.
Yes.
Like, this looks like a better version of RE7, but RE2 and RE3 just look different.
Oh, and plenty of surprises.
Damn, this
Everything's
is...
got to be crafted to interact with differently.
I cannot wait to play this in VR.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm glad we watched this. I forgot this was all in this gameplay demonstration here.
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up. Slice your jugular.
Yo, so she's got Bioshock powers. Yo, that ain't gonna work. She's bugs. She's sexy bugs, though.
Well, that's
I can
one
deal
way
with
in
it.
the video.
Damn. I mean, I'd rather not.
Now that we've shown you what's in store for Resident Evil Village,
Oh, just seeing the bug go through Ethan's hand like that is just visceral.
the character we're referring to as the Maiden.
The Maiden.
Unlike the actual game, this experience doesn't feature combat or even blocking.
So we're just running. It's like Outlast, probably. Or like run the first half of Resident Evil 7 kind of situation.
1996.
That's
Since
neat.
Then, the series has expanded well
That's
beyond the realm
wild.
of video games. From toys
Yeah, it's
and board
Pokemon's
games,
25th
to CG
anniversary.
movies, to live-action Hollywood films,
Damn.
Resident Evil has
I didn't know
become a
Resident Evil. That's pretty
cultural
neat.
icon. Resident Evil continues to offer surprises around.
I kept thinking that was like earlier in the 90s, 93 or something for some reason. When did PlayStation come out?
In 2021.
94?
Okay.
No. Damn, really? I thought like 97. No, I guess not. Let's see. Shit.
Later next week. But I want to use this chance to reveal more details.
94, yeah, I was right. Oh, good.
Damn.
Yeah, wow. I remember
We are excited to celebrate this milestone.
we've talked about it before on stream, but man, I walk into a Fred Meyer, saw that kiosk, Battle Arena Toshinden, jumping flash. Oh, I was like, what is this? I experienced 3D gameplay like that. Never seen it. And then they talked about, oh god, Reverse.
What did it even get launched with?
The PlayStation?
No bundled games.
No, I don't know. For me, it was like I was a Nintendo, kid for sure. I'm like, it's all Nintendo, man. I want that Ultra 64, whatever that's gonna be, right? You remember that? And and then
I don't remember if I knew of that before it was released as the Nintendo 64.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't get to enjoy consoles until way later in my life.
Well, anyway, Ultra 64, just a quick tangent on that. We've got I wanted that Nintendo, and then I was a huge Squaresoft fan. That was my whole jam, man. Such a JRPG fan. And then they're like, "Yo, our next game, Final Fantasy VII, is going to be exclusive to the PlayStation." I'm like, "Mom, we got to get a PlayStation."
I remember seeing those commercials on TV and being absolutely blown away. I have to play this. And then they came out with the PC version and I could play it. I was so excited.
Oh yeah. So I always wanted that. I remember it was I remember seeing Como 4 News, Steve Poole, he was a weather guy at the time, and he was showcasing the Mario 64, and I saw Mario running up that hill, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? So blown away, but I was already committed. The Final Fantasy was going there, and I was in hard, man. My mom rented a PlayStation for me and my buddy, and the guy behind the counter was like, "Yo, you got to get this game. It's called Resident Evil." My mom brings it home. It's got that picture of Chris, like all kind of like whacked face, with like the background, and we popped it in. Dude, I vividly remember the zombie at the very beginning of the like look behind you kind of situation. Oh boy, that was amazing. I've been an RE fan for ages. I was so heartbroken at how bad 6 was, and I'll be honest, like I love 4 as a video game, but it's such a different video game. Like Resident Evil 1 through 3, they're like, hey, learn this route, and then we want you to like skip enemies and be efficient with your items and things like that. 4 is like, go here, we're gonna block it off, we want you to kill all these enemies, and then before you can move on. And they kind of established that in that 4, 5, and 6, and it's so nice that 7 was a return to form that I'm so excited for 8.
It was weird going from 7 and 2 make, and then jumping into, or actually also remake or remaster as well, and then jumping back into 4 and then realizing, wait, why do I have to unload like all of my ammo into one enemy? Why am I locked in this room? What is going on? It was just too much of a culture shock going back to that format.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Also, this Infinite Darkness thing, I've been looking forward to being able to grab up, or not grab up, but being able to finally see for a while.
What is the Infinite Darkness?
It's I think that's what it said it was called. It's the Netflix movie that they're making, a CG movie with Claire and Leon. So
cool.
Super into those characters, because I have been thinking about that. Like we've got Chris, but besides 3 make, we haven't got anything new with Jill or Leon and Claire since 6. I mean, Claire wasn't even in 6, was she?
No.
Yeah.
No. She was in Revelations.
Right. Okay.
Which
you played recently.
Yeah, I played through all of them with Barry's daughter. Yeah, that was fun. Those are really fun. They're decent, just shooters, and I liked the village, or the village. I just read village on screen. I like the boat setting that they have, because it's like, there's a tanker and you don't expect it to have like this ornate kind of interior. So anyway, should we wrap up our talk on what we've been going to and kind of jump in? We've been going for 55 minutes. Holy cow! I'm shocked that it's happened that fast.
Wild.
That we can gush about Resident Evil this much. So we're going to go to the next portion of our podcast, and boy, maybe we just focus on kind of one topic like this if it's really well. This was a special one because we love Resident Evil so much, so it's just so stinking easy to just gush about this. We could have days where this part goes way slower. Who knows? So yeah,
sometimes there's just a lot to say.
For our next section of the podcast here, we're gonna be switching to our what we played this week. We're calling it This Week in Gameplay. We may switch it up or whatever. So we're gonna cut to that now, and we're gonna use this opportunity to have a little halftime for ourselves and refresh our drinks and everything. So we'll see you on the other side. All right, and we're back. Thanks so much for hanging. I just totally kicked the table. Apologize for that.
As one does.
Camera. So, what we're going through. Oh, fucking RO.
RO.
Shout out RO. Oh, curse word straight away.
OG. OG Buds.
What was this at? What's my time? Already cursing 30 seconds. Taking a note.
Doesn't take us much, does it?
Nope. Yeah, so love you, Aro. Legend. It's getting a little chilly in here, so I had to put a sweater on. So yeah, we're talking about what we were playing, and we have Budsday, and at Budsday we've got Monster Hunter World. We've been playing it again. We played a good portion of it. Well, we played the whole thing, I should say.
What was it, like a year ago?
Well, I played the whole thing on PlayStation 4.
Yes.
And
then I dragged you back into it on PC.
Yeah, we should have just kept playing on PS4, frankly, because we have other buds on there, but whatever.
I think I was very excited about having a PC finally at that time.
Right. So what you're seeing is this is our first gameplay. Cassette and I crafted some charge blades we were trying out. I have never really used charge blades too much, so we're giving it a go. Audio for a portion, this has been muted. Yeah, probably. I know. I was listening to some tunes the whole time. It's cool. So yeah, it's been fun, but you know, I wasn't gonna play Rise at first, but I'm thinking more and more about it. It doesn't have this kind of just inherent beauty, you know, the way World does. Like, look at this atmosphere, man. It's just, this map is gorgeous.
Yeah, Rise is a little bit more stylized than this, isn't it?
Well, it's just kind of, yes, but it just less stuff on the map too. It's just like none of the stuff is about. If you just had like a, you know, when people run like Call of Duty with no
no grass or LOD.
Yeah. It's the same kind of thing. It just looks kind of weird. Anyway,
just working with that Switch hardware.
Yeah, right. Well, hopefully we'll get that Switch Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully I can get one. Man, that's the thing, man. Hardware, what is up? Everything is like, I know it's COVID, but what the hell? Why is everything sold out? There's just shortages, I guess, because of like...
Shortages, and I was trying to stave off a curse word there, and scammers and scalpers. It's just the world we live in 2020 and 2021.
Disgusting bots, I know, bud. Ugh. Bro, that tongue.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? What's the pink pukey called? I always forget.
Coral pukey?
Coral pukey. Oh, okay. Got it. So it's still a pukey.
Puke.
Puke.
I like pukey better, though. Even though it's the wrong end.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he does spit on you. Doesn't he?
out its butt, but out through the mouth too, for sure. Yeah, this thing like just gonna explode. Can we get your perspective?
Yeah, charge blades. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You started me on Lance recently, and just going into the game with
Ooh.
shields now.
Here we go, big one.
Is
No,
an incredible game changer. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know that Monhunt is supposed to have limited iframes. You're supposed to be able to use your evade in order to get around attacks, but I've just never been able to get comfortable with that at all. But once I tried those shields with guard and guard up, oh my god, just completely changed the game for me. But it's just that the lack of mobility with Lance. The charge blade really changes that up, but then it adds the complexity of charging your files before you can't hit things anymore with like an overheated blade. But that whole super elemental transformation into that axe is just so satisfying. That slow build up, I just love it so much. It's very satisfying.
It does. It's pretty tedious though,
Mm-hmm.
And it takes,
as with anything is in this game.
It takes a while for you to get there. I was learning also how to play longsword a little bit, and that one's also pretty fun. But that one's pretty straightforward. I think I understand now. If you hit the circle button, that does so. It would be we play on mouse and keyboard on PC, so we hit the right trigger or the right mouse button, and that does a faster attack with the longsword. Where instead of like the overhead, it's kind of like the slap, and you can go into the parry quicker because you can only go into the parry after a regular attack. So I was having difficulty going into it because I was trying to lead with the main left click attack, which is an overhead slam, and it's way slower. So this is like a better like pop and then into the parries as they're running at you.
I just see myself getting challenged and frustrated with trying to get back at that sword motion so I can start filling my files again.
Yeah, I like the shield on this, but the shield really doesn't do that much. I was hoping even when you have a charged up shield, it doesn't actually block a lot of stuff. If you have guard up is just insane.
I would like to try it with that.
Yeah, but weren't we using agitator gems with this build? No, we were using the Bracky build. What do we have on our gems in? I'd have to remember. That's one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to about Rise is maybe no gems. It seems like it's going to be kind of an older kind of version of Monster Hunter, and it's the way it's set up. Because man, the grinding world is just so much. Nice hit.
It really is.
Just trying to get the gems is just brutal, bud.
It just seems like there's a million different features and functionality to unlock over a long period of time. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a mess of tutorial screens and unskippable cutscenes. But I just want to get in there and play. It's just so beautiful and it plays so nice.
I know, yeah. Well, that's the thing. So once we get the Fatalis gear, that is like next level. It has like stuff built in, like divine protection or things like that. So from what Mir was saying, it just has kind of allows you to have multi kind of builds built in, just because by default it's just a really good set. So we're hopefully gonna get Safi this week if Safi's up. I don't know. Do you think we could do Fatty if we don't have Safi down?
It's always we're trying.
Yeah, okay. So if on Budsday on Tuesday, we're going to give it a go, and whatever's there. So we'll see. How you
kind of want to go back to Hammer at some point. That would be kind of nice too.
Man, with Rise though, Rise has like the wire bug, and it kind of makes the game so much more mobile. Like
I should download that demo.
You should totally do it. Let's stream it on Budsday sometime.
Yeah, Sounds good to me.
Because we could try a bunch of different swords out or a bunch of different weapons out. Yeah, and check out the demo because you may be into the game. Oh, is that Aro or Mir? Yo, our friends, shout out Aro and shout out Mir. No, that was Crater Face. That was me. Yo, shout out me. Yo, let's go.
The combo is just so good on the Charge Blade.
Yeah, I love
You
it.
can just keep that going indefinitely. Well, I keep forgetting, and not with if it weren't for stamina, you could keep the combo going indefinitely. It's just
Peacock.
satisfying.
Oh, is this from Twitch? Am I not subbed to you anymore?
Oh no!
Did my Prime run out right now? Oh my gosh! It's gonna resub tonight. Subscribe.
Come on,
wait,
Amazon.
Subscribe. Free. No, wait. Where's my? Is my? Well, my
January 24th.
It's gonna happen tonight. That's too funny. That's too funny. The Prime running out at the perfect time. Shout out Peacock. Here we go. Back to Cassette.
All the water in this fight. It's too much, man.
Yeah. So on the longsword build, I put blight resistance on. I put on 3 bits of blight resistance, dude. Holy cow. I know it's just me being sloppy, but I first noticed it. We'll see it when we get there. Here, let's see if I can. Well, we'll watch you do this a little bit, but when we were fighting like a Tobi Kadachi, and I kept going like, why am I not getting poisoned? It was like the upgraded one, right? Because you guys were all getting electrocuted and poisoned. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have the blight resist on. And it was like kind of wild. But it was one of those newer gems where you have, multi blight plus something. It's a 4-piece gem. Because I was looking up some of the optimized builds, and they're like, okay, we want you to do. Sorry, I'm not talking into the microphone. My problem. I'm getting comfy too comfy lounging. But they show us like this is the optimal type situation, but so many of them are those level 4 gems that I don't have. It'll be like 4 plus 4 agitator or plus 4 attack or something. I'm like, well, I've got like a plus 1 attack and plus something else. So this was plus 1 attack and blight resist. So I said, fuck it, we'll try it. And I had 3 of those. So I threw 3 of those in there to give me the blight immunity, and it's not as much damage, but I feel not getting the blight at my skill level helps me more.
Yes. And I'm glad that I started rocking the cleanse booster. I think I'm rocking the health one at this point in time in the video. But the cleanse booster, finally getting that has really changed things up for me. But I think honestly, I really need to put together a set that has anti-blight, because just in all of our recent gameplay, we've been running into it with almost every monster.
Yeah.
And it really throws me off every single time. You got to stop. You got to sheathe. You got to null berry, and then right after, if you're not interrupted null berrying, probably right after you use it, you're going to get hit with blight again.
Do you think it works, or do you know if it works against like the elder dragon blight or whatever that stuff's called?
So
Nesto would know. Shout out
remember.
Nesto.
Yeah, where's Nesto? We need to ask him.
Yeah. Yo, Legion is coming. Am I here? Is this here? Let me cue over. Are we going to call out for poop? No, wrong button. Wrong button.
Why was I chilling? I forgot.
Did somebody shout out to your chat?
Oh,
wait. Do you have what kind of music? I heard music in the background.
It would just be my SoundCloud stuff.
Is that kosher?
Yes, it generally does not get flagged.
Oh, whatever. I don't want to risk it too much.
one in 1,000, maybe.
All right, so let's see if I have that longsword gameplay. Did you use the looky here. Shout out to the Akuma build, or the raging what's that dude's name? I'm blanking.
Rajang.
Is it Raging Furious Rajang?
There you go.
Straight up Akuma. Oh, I'm using the restroom apparently.
Interesting how there's that whole meta of managing your own weapon while trying to hunt these monsters.
Well, that's the whole game right
which
there.
is cool. Yeah. But dang, it could be a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
Combo interruptions all the time. Oh, that was beautiful.
I mentioned it before, but I had heard it perfectly from Maximilian Dude, and he said he described Monster Hunter as a fighting game, and he said, you know, every weapon is a fighting game character trying to learn it, and you know, all the monsters you're facing have their own move sets, and you have to know the spacing and footsies and everything like that, and it's totally true, man. The long sword is 100% like a Ryu. You have to know combos, you have to know your footsies, your spacing, and your timing, you know, your frame data. You don't have to know your frame data, but you have to understand what
you might, depending.
Yeah, maybe, but it's more just without really knowing what it means. You just have to understand, like, oh, I hit like circle button and then triangle button, and you know, it'll kind of go. Or I can dodge. No, actually, you know, dodges, dodging and parries. So I guess a little bit, yeah.
I think that's the next thing that I need to learn is evades.
Dude, I gotta say, man, I really love the freaking Lance Mate. I love that it has a parry that feels like an actual Dark Souls parry. And I know that's cliche to say, but it feels so fucking good to have like a big shield. Like the parry on this doesn't... Apparently the window is really big though. So now that I've watched the video, I'm going to give it another go. But boy, I like that Lance parry. And I just feel so comfortable being behind it. If you have an HP regen.
Yes. I just wish that it had more mobility, and the sheath is so long for that weapon. So a lot of times I just find myself just stuck in a position that I don't want to be. But the actual pokes don't cost anything. It's only the evades that cost stamina. So
yeah,
once you actually get into the position that you need to be in, you're just stabbing, and then probably backstep to reset your combo faster. Stab a few more times, backstep, stab a few more times.
Yeah, but that also is relying on your shield being able to withstand a lot. So if you don't have that, oh, this was the spot. Oh, I remember this. This was by accident. Huggy just came in. Shout out Huggy Supreme. Check this out. I was just fucking about, and I happened to just do this sword pierce. Oh, do we have music? Yeah. I don't want to do this. You'll see my face though. So I'm learning here. I'm like, so this is what you do, and you back out. Okay, let's do this attack. Oh, let's just do the poke now. Randomly, this thing starts to charge. We get it, boom, and the blast explosion procced. The blast explosion from the brachy sword.
That's just beautiful.
And then my face is so funny. I'm like, whoa, yeah, that was so good. Too funny, bro. Did you use the charge blade the whole time? Oh, here we go. Jump on.
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, weaken.
I may have gone back to Lance for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I used the charge blade the whole time.
Yo, there's Mir Themne. Shout out, Mir. Big love. Everybody.
If you ever want just the most chill, warm dude, you got to have a Mir in your life.
Everybody always tries to pronounce Mir's name, and it cracks me up. It's from a bunch.
I think I was calling him Mirth for a while.
Mirth works. He's totally fine. Bowie calls him Mooey. Shout out Bowie. Bowie bot. Twitch TV/Bowie bot. He
2 eyes.
Bowie,
BUIIBOT.
Yeah, Bowie calls him Mooey, and he doesn't seem to mind. Mir's just a chill ass human. Love you, Mir. Oh, thumbs up. Perfect time.
Thumbsing it up. Yep.
That's perfect timing.
Oh no, your charge is running out.
What am I freaking out about?
I was gonna say gift subs.
Oh, this is Aileen. Oh my god. Shout out Aileen Senpai. She just dealing with all the fucking garbo in her stream sometimes. What the fuck, man? The mouth on these assholes that just come in. Real. Holy shit. I don't ever want to hear anybody complain about anything. The amount of bullshit that women put up with on Twitch is insanity, and she just has to
But
brush it off. She's such a fucking pro about it. Oh my god. Say again, sorry.
Don't go into someone. I was just making a comment about how females get more views inherently. Just if you're gonna go into someone's chat, don't be a douche.
People are babes. You want to? It's just hot. You know, it's fine. You can admire them. Just don't be like a dick about it and a sleazeball.
Mm-hmm.
If they're beautiful, that's fine. Don't even tell them. Just admire. Don't even like be hi cutie or some bullshit and be a creep about it, man. Unless they ask.
Don't make it some power dynamic at all.
Unless somebody asks, like if somebody approaches you and wants to like talk to you, okay, that's fine. But please come on. For the sake of humanity, please. Just admire. Be like, oh, that's like when I watch Cassette, I see them locks and I'm like, God freaking damn. People come into Cassette stream and they tell him, you look so handsome. It's totally fine. You should tell him he looks handsome all the time. But it's I don't know, man.
Nobody talks about my voice anymore now that I have cam, though.
Yes.
Kind of want to go back to no cam, so
Yes,
people
they
can
do.
tell
What
from my
are you
voice
talking
again.
about? I know I was about to say that I'm saying a double standard, but man, just don't be an asshole. Oh, there's my bleep bleep. Hope I remember this. What's the timestamp? 2750. I gotta.
There's
note
also
that.
a huge difference between hyping someone up and sure expressing admiration, and there's a difference between those things and being a creep,
right?
Trying to get a rise out. Like I said, trying to like push a power dynamic where you try to control streamers emotions or anything via
money.
I don't know. Well, money too. Oh, yes. The pressure of I actually have seen a lot of people on Twitch Twitter talking about people that they've had to ban who have been huge financial supporters of their streams, but just start abusing that position.
Yep.
I mean, I think we could do an entire series of episodes on Twitch culture at some point if we really wanted to.
Totally. So we are a half hour in right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Should we move on past Monster Hunter?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should.
What else do we do?
Good
Oh, we
times.
played Tekken. We got to talk a little bit about Tekken.
So Sun has been trying, or no, let me rephrase.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've been wanting to do it. I don't want to say that like
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah,
Sun has had to push me into it, but we've been talking about learning a fighting game together. And Sun comes from a Street Fighter / Capcom background. And I don't come from nothing. No, that's not true. I come from Virtual On, which is a completely different kind of game. But we landed on. We talked about what Grand Blue. We talked about.
I still would love to play that if it goes on sale, which it never does. But if it does,
I
would love to. They have one charge character. She's a little like princess character, and she's just comical as hell. I would love to play. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, just
no, I love it.
We landed on Tekken.
Give me everything.
And we also one of our good buddies, Nisei Mono.
Shout out Nisei.
He used to be big in Tekken, actually.
I'm sure he still is. He did Arizona tournaments, but
no tournaments right now, or no in-person tournaments at least. But yeah, it's been really incredible, actually, learning how to do these types of games. We played a little bit of Smash before this, even, but I mean, you keep claiming that I have some sort of innate ability. You keep claiming I have some sort of innate ability with fighting games, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of coming out. I've always had a hard time jumping into these kind of things because I start overthinking them, and then my brain shuts off, and I start button mashing. But like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm word vomiting. So
no, it's great.
You can.
I've been dominating much of this. I love that you were inspired to start going. So anytime you want, please. You see the background? You see the item in the background there?
I missed it. What was it?
It's just a little, indicator that there is it's like right in the garage.
Oh,
Yes, right here.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it.
That's
Yep.
so good. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Yo, so we landed on Tekken because here's a few things. I've never played Tekken before. I am 100% a Capcom guy. 100%. You know, I love Capcom fighters. I'm bad at, you know, commands. I'm okay. I'm not, you know, I make jokes that like I don't know how to play anything but Guile. But truly, you know, Guile is like my main character. I've been playing Guile ever since my dad got me Super Nintendo. What is that? Christmas 1992. We had Super Street Fighter. No, it wasn't Super. It was just Street Fighter 2 and Pilot Wings and F-Zero. Those are the three that I had on that Christmas. Fucking legendary Christmas. Now we don't, you know, it's like you don't usually get those type of goodies, and then it happens and it just blows you away. Anyway, I'm a Capcom person from the entire time, you know, and I've never really played Tekken. I never played like the big ones like Tekken 3 or anything like that. I had played Virtua Fighter. That was I'd played that in the arcade. Like there were a bunch of Sega games because I never had a Sega growing up system. I always had like Nintendo, and then I went to Sony. And look at this stage, is so beautiful.
I feel like a lot of us grew up on Sega games via the arcade at the very least.
Yes, 100%. So like the beginning, you know, Outrun. I played Outrun in the arcade. Daytona. I love Daytona, bro. And the original Virtual Fighter. You know, I still remember like, you know, the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You see the Ryu like doing the shake. You know, like and then I did the Hadouken. But yes, so most of my Sega experience was from either friends' houses, you know, from Genesis. Like I had one friend who had a Genesis. We played like Altered Beast, you know, things like that, and some Sonic stuff. But I was never a big Sonic fan growing up. I was always a Mario fan. So I never had a huge love for it aside from the arcade games. So when we chose Tekken, mainly because my boy Noctis is in this, and
I was going to say that's kind of the only reason that allowed you to even want to play Tekken.
Totally, because truly I don't actively like. I've never been interested in Tekken. I don't like the way it looks, really. I think a lot of the characters are just kind of ugly, you know, just their models are just weird and ugly. I don't know. Although I love Heihachi and his like male pattern baldness mohawk, power mohawk. It's fucking amazing.
It's basically a Samurai V.
Totally. Yeah, the helmet
is what's going on. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But it's, you know, once I have to love a character to want to play them, and I love this is our first introduction. If this is the first time you're meeting us, I adore Final Fantasy 15. I have played it 3 times now. The first time was at launch on PlayStation 4, and I freaking hated it. I did not have the final chapter patch. I did not watch Kingsglaive. I did not watch Brotherhood. And
really quick, seeing me come back in that match was amazing.
Oh, let's see. I wasn't paying attention. I think we got music playing, so I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just let it go. Oh, so I was. Oh, look at this domination!
Yeah.
Oh, dodge.
I
Nice.
was sweating, just stressing out watching the spear pokes again.
Oh my gosh! You came back from this. Yep. Am I popping off? I'm probably popping off, right? Like giving you the properinos.
I land.
Jeez. Oh my god! GG, nice comeback. Oh yeah. See, wait.
I landed so many forward 2s on you. I'm so sorry.
That's fine. What was the forward 2?
The forward 2 is the one that
right
has
there?
the hyper armor.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
2. You slapped my hand away. Oh, you hit me in the dick.
I love it when they do this.
Oh, that was only 3,
I
buddy.
finished with one more.
That was just 3. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Anyway, so I played through Final Fantasy 15 when it was the Royal Edition, when it came out on Game Pass, and I loved it. I watched Kingsglaive. Kingsglaive is incredible. We're thinking about, we got to add that to the docket to our Discord watch. We're thinking about watching some Kingsglaive. Or sorry, if you're thinking about playing Final Fantasy 15, you have to watch Kingsglaive. It is incredible. It is beautiful. It is heartbreaking. Those characters. Oh, I love Eos. If I'm just gonna gush for 1 second, Eos is. I think it has become. Ivalice was my favorite, and I really truly think Eos is now my favorite Final Fantasy world. I truly am so sad that it's gone. Nero's alive. Yo, shout out. Tabata left and we're not going to get any more of this world. I'd love the DLC. I love Insomnia. It's just a beautiful world when you have just, I've said this before, but so pardon me, Cassette, let me just gush. You have these worlds, these humans that dress actually, like actual people. They have fashion. It's just a beautiful place. They have cars and everything. And let's pop over to your stream on the Tekken. How far in do we got to go?
I think it was the last quarter. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Dope. Okay, so you have this beautiful world where everything looks realized, and then you have extreme fantasy where it is just, man, that Kingsglaive. There's an Ultros that comes, and if you haven't seen it, it just looks awesome. I mean, Ultros always looks awesome, but man, it's so cool. So that you get to see the fall of Eos, and it's so sad, or fall of Insomnia, and it's so sad. I can see why people said they didn't like it, because it is so sad. King Regis, you don't understand how important Noctis is, how powerful the Ring of the Luci is. He's such a brat at the beginning of chapter 2, and you just don't understand any of it if you don't watch Kingsglaive. Anyway, all of that, I love Final Fantasy 15. Skipping ahead, it lets me play my boy Noct. so GG, we're playing. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, yo, I landed that Cambo.
Somehow I ended up playing the character that is very beginner friendly. And it's funny because she has, this is something that I kind of realized about fighting games as people were teaching me, but like, she has a lot of really cool flowery moves that will probably go mostly unused, because when you start getting into the really competitive stuff, it just leaves you open. You can't really connect any of it.
The thing that I was going to say is, yes, he happened to pick a character that is he's like the Ryu, like you want a really good character to learn. And I play lame. I like Guile, I play Simon in Smash. Nobody likes playing me. And I know people don't like playing Noctis. I'm sorry. I love Simon. He's so cool. He's so sick. I also want to get better at Snake. Man, if you ever get Smash, let's play that too. I did say, like, I feel Cassette has a natural ability for fighting games, because he doesn't, when you play Smash, maybe it's just Smash then. Maybe you're just a really good Smash player, because you don't button mash on that. You're very controlled, and your movement is extreme. Like, okay, we have this friend Nono, and when she plays Mewtwo, it is awesome to watch. Like, she just kind of floats around, and she's so fast and precise, man. Awesome. And that is how he plays Rob, and I get those vibes. I get her playing Mewtwo when you play Rob. So that's what inspires. That's why I'm like, bro, you gotta play. Yeah. Because you have this really nice movement with him.
I just like being very deliberate. I feel like, what's the point if I'm not being purposeful with my actions?
Yeah, exactly. But you said on this one you tend to button mash on this game.
Yeah, it falls apart after a while. Like, either my brain fogs over, or in just trying to figure out ways to just counter my opponent, wires get crossed, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm not pressing the buttons that I mean to, or a couple of things go on autopilot. So it's just more tempering that needs to take place over the course of learning the game.
And chat, if someone's button mashing, don't call them out and say, "Lol, button mashing." That don't be a jerk. They know.
It's not, you're not helping anybody. Just go ahead and just not. I was gonna say another thing as well, but we'll just focus. We'll just say that, you know, you don't need to call him out. It's cool.
I do have an add-on to that. Sometimes right before you hit enter after you type something out, read it back to yourself. No, for real. I can't tell you how many messages I've never sent over, well, especially over the last couple of years. There's just sometimes you think of saying something that doesn't really need to be said, and then, you know, if you take a second to reread it, you realize that, and you're like, delete. Yeah, that's fine. This doesn't add anything, and it's okay. It's okay if your thought doesn't add anything because it's your thought.
Yeah.
You don't have to project your thoughts on other people.
Okay, we're at 41
Also,
minutes.
Hot grandma. That's all I have to say about the rest of that.
Should we? So what all?
Yes.
We're gonna wrap up what we played. So you played Sekiro. I played some Resident Evil 7. God, I feel we could talk for hours at that. Should we just try to go, or should we try to limit this shit? Like, what do you think? Do you think people are going to listen to this? Should we see if people listen? I mean,
we could see.
How are you feeling right now? Should we take another quick break?
I'm feeling fine right now, but if you want to take a break, I could probably hydrate a little bit more.
I'm actually fine. We can keep going.
Okay, let's keep it going then.
Well then, okay, let's go ahead.
No, please.
No, say let's transition over to. I'm gonna pop over to our other transition while I bring up our other day's stream.
Yeah.
Because they were just kind of playing in the background. So go ahead. You were saying.
I completely forgot my thought.
Don't worry.
But I think because we wanted to talk a little bit about Resident Evil 7.
For sure. That's all I have to talk about is RE7, and then I don't know what else you wanted to talk about.
I have a couple of things about Sekiro and Final Fantasy 7 that I think are just going to be really short. Yeah.
No, that sounds perfect. I'm just trying to bring up the... Interesting.
Actually, while you're looking through that, I, for whatever reason, over the last week, have been going down a huge rabbit hole of nostalgia. And I want to try to start streaming to people a lot of games that I played in my youth. So like Myst, Where in Space is Carmen Sandiego. There was another one that I was trying to get installed, Robot City. And yeah, I don't know. I think I just need to re-experience all these things 25 years later. Yeah.
So Resident Evil 7. I just got to gush about it for a second. It is such a welcome return to form. And okay. Cassette, I apologize. You have heard this story.
It's not for me.
More than once, I know. But any friends, I know you've heard this too. Thank you for listening. I love you. Okay. So, you know, we talked about how Resident Evil goes way back for me. You know, my mom renting the PlayStation, the guy behind the counter, you got to get this, and you know, I'm a youth, and my mom brings Resident Evil home, and she's just, you know, one of those kind of moms, and she's fucking dope. You know, shout out mom, love you. And it was an experience that I had never had before playing a video game. 94, right? 95, whenever that, one of those 2 years.
96.
96. Okay. So I didn't get it until, so did it come out in Japan in 94 then?
No, I think it was still 96, even in Japan, because
no. Sorry, the console itself, I mean.
Oh yeah, it would probably be 94 in Japan.
Okay, so then 90,
probably holiday.
So I got it in 96 then.
Okay.
Because because PlayStation, or sorry, Final Fantasy 7 was 97, yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
So that was why, yeah, so we got it, I had it before Final Fantasy 7 came out. So yeah, so we got the PlayStation in 96, and we rented it. And we had Resident Evil, and it was just like, you know, the voice acting was cheesy. The intro was wild because it was actually like a full motion video, and you had this like blood. I hope this is not Chris's blood, and Jill, the master of unlocking. It was just like a it was like,
no, don't go.
So yeah, with Resident Evil 7, it okay, 1, 2, and 3. 2 is like one of my all-time favorite video games ever, period, right? It is still to this day the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 version of PlayStation or Resident Evil 2. The original, I mean, the remake's amazing, but the original is still holds up to this freaking day. It's amazing. It plays well. It's fun. It's got good characters. 3 is also fun. But 3 is like a straight up action game. It's like Dino Crisis goes from a survival horror to an action game as well, and 3 is just an action game. And they did it. I love the remake as well. And I think this is just like the Resident Evil episode, so I'm just going to gush about Resident Evil in general. I love it. Resident Evil 4 was... I'm so torn on that game because I like it as a game, but I just don't like it as a Resident Evil game because it's not scary even a little bit. Like,
that was my first experience with Resident Evil.
Do you find it scary, or did you?
No, I did not. But I was also playing with a friend, but remembering my experience then, I don't think I would have found it scary even by myself.
Maybe I just played it when I was younger, the initial, so it was more scary to me. And I just never experienced anything like that. But man, it just was not as scary. And you know, they gave up everything. They gave up the virus, and now we have the Las Plagas. So we've got the worms. Yeah, real quick, shout out Marguerite. She is so amazing. Her voice actor, the characters that they've brought in this game. Like, I'm kind of getting all over the place watching this, but it is just, I mean, that's why people were shouting out these games, right? So it is just amazing.
Yeah.
Watching it is, or playing it is, okay. So for the longest time, it seems like they didn't know what they wanted to do with Chris, right? Like, he was like the superhero, and then they went full anime, and once they kind of took him anime, you know, throw him in Marvel, and they started, you know, did the boulder punching thing, and the memes happened, and Resident Evil 5 is just so anime that I wasn't expecting them to make him like this, but his character here is very weird to me. I love his remake, or his RE8 version. It leads me to, do you think there's like a clone version? Do you think there's 2 versions of Chris out there?
I feel like it's probably just a misstep. I think they wanted to try to incorporate more realistic people as they were moving into like 2-make and 3-make.
Yeah.
Because I mean, those Leon and Claire, they look a little bit different from previous games too, and even the newer Jill. So I think they were just trying to go for
older Jill's great too.
You're telling me, man. I think it was just a misstep for them, and I would like to know what kind of feedback they had when they showed RE7 Chris, because they definitely took a step back from that going into RE8. But I mean, it's a great step back. He looks real.
He looks perfect.
Yes, he does.
I did not like RE7 Chris, or this you know, the DLC Chris, when he comes in at the end. He just looks weird. This game though in particular, I love the characters. I don't necessarily love Ethan. He's just, I mean, I think that's by design. He has less personality because it's in first person, but
bit of an everyman.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the renders that I've seen of him.
He does go into all this trying to get his wife back, pushing through, getting his hand cut off and constantly stabbed and poisoned and all that kind of stuff, and burned, and his foot. Oh god, that's right. Yeah,
I'm so glad I was able to show that one. I wish I could show it right now. It was not coming through.
I always missed that part.
Yeah, so if you don't let it burst through, if you just try to bait him in, and you let him corner you in the room, he'll cut your foot off there. But if you try to run back around and he bursts through, that's when he will just chase you, I think. It's like he has to trap you in the room, if I recall. Maybe he just knocks you down in the room. I don't know. We'll see. Say again, sorry?
He kind of taunts you with it. Like, come on, come get it.
I know, it's so good. Well, that's when they
Pour,
introduce
pour,
you
pour
to
some
the
juice on it.
Yeah, that's when they introduce you to that, right?
Yeah.
No,
Maybe.
you fight Mia. No. You fight Mia before that. Yeah. Yo,
Yeah, but you
this-
don't reattach a limb with it.
I got.
That-
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
you
please,
first.
please,
You
please,
first.
please. I'm gonna gush about VR for like 20 minutes, probably.
I was going to too. Seeing the Bayou in VR.
Yes. It's
Holy
yes.
Shit. Sorry, I used to swear, but still.
What's the timestamp? 53. Holy 53:46.
Yep. Two swears. No, seriously, this game in VR is no joke. And even with the PSVR and the lowered resolution, it's still the environments that they crafted in this game for VR just work too well.
Yes.
You will be completely immersed.
Yes.
If you ever get a chance to experience it, please do, because it's so worthwhile.
So we're playing this right now on the PC, and this is I only have it because of Game Pass. Shout out Game Pass, bro. The only reason why I'm playing through this is because it's on there on the PC. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it again. I specifically bought it because it came out there. I think it came out there first, if I recall, and I bought a PSVR specifically for this game. I played the opening. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Sorry for the story. Then we got mega distracted on something. Holy cow. Anyway, so you play the opening. I played the opening, and you're the camera crew. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. Anyway, you play the camera crew, and I'm walking around, and I'm seeing it, and I instantly go, holy cow, I gotta play this in VR, because take us back to E3 when it's announced. It says we're in the the streams watching the streams, and it flashes on screen before kitchen, and ahead of this, Capcom had their kitchen demo that they've shown, and you're kind of walking around, and I think it was Jack Baker that they showed kind of walking by, but there's a mysterious dude just walks by, and it's in first person, and you're like, what game is this? It was the Capcom logo. Is this? No, it can't be. And then it pans out to the back of the house, and it shows the 7 in Roman numeral, right here in the window, and you're like, fucking Resident Evil, no way, I did a swear. What's the timestamp? 55. And you're like, oh man, it's Resident Evil. 5506. Yeah, and I was so hyped. So I play it. I call around. There's one a few cities away. I take a 45-minute drive there. Did I just accidentally heal myself? I do that all the time. I take a 45-minute drive. I get it. I come back. I fall in love. I don't have like a bunch of like VR issues. I don't have like I don't get sick very often. I've had it 2 times. Once was in this. If the screen gets a little too close climbing down the ladder, it got me. Oh, here we go. This is so good. Let's do a listen.
Ethan, no more bullshit, Mia. I want some answers.
I know.
Sorry about that. God damn it. Is this one?
No more bullshit, Mia. I want some answers.
I know, you're right, and I always wanted to tell you, but I can only remember a little, and the rest is just gone.
Dude, I remember this with the VR.
Mind if I borrow mommy for a little bit?
I love Lucas.
Don't you stand there. Do
Lucas!
something.
Problem is I have no patience. Lucas! Yeah, so, I would play this in VR, and I would be there from... It'd be like daytime, and I put the headset on, and it would be like nighttime when I took it off. I just loved this in VR. So I hope I can get my hands on whatever the new one is, but man,
That's some good volumetric fog right there, actually.
I hope they support it. It's so good in VR. It's just so nice having the game actually be spooky again. There are some visceral scares, but having this in VR is just wild, It's just a whole other experience. I can't really put into words. You have to just experience it. It's like, like Cassette said, you're in kind of a weird kind of low-res cardboard box world, but it is like you're in that world. It's like a totally different, you know, it may look false and a little weird, but you're in that false world and you can just look around and like these millipedes when they fall down on you feels like that. Oh man.
Yeah, it's much more about being like without the world being real, you're still in that space.
Did we get the crow key? Is she going to come and get us right now? This scared me so much in VR the first time. I think I'm describing it. Yo, the crank's down. The crank's under here. I was so excited to get the crow key, and I ran up there, and she just comes out and gets you, and it was, oh my gosh, it got me so good.
The end of the tape when you're doing VR and you lose your light, and then pops open. And it's just her face. I'm pretty sure I was looking away at that moment. I was just like, I don't want to look. I'm good. No, thank you.
I love Marguerite, man. Cool. Well, that's about it for me. I think I'm kind of tapped out on my RE7 stuff. Do you shout out RE8? Looking forward to being chased by Lady Dimitrescu. Lady D, come at me.
I know that I'm going to be dying on purpose a lot.
Hit me up in the DMs, Lady D. Any Lady D cosplay? You know, you just hit me straight in the DMs. I'm looking for my. Ooh, I'll be your Ethan Winters. I'm looking for my Lady D for, and I'll be. You just call me up, or hit me in the DMs. We'll work something out. Is he blonde?
I love that a lot of.
Is he blonde?
Yes.
Damn.
Blondish. Probably like my color, a little bit lighter. Yeah, definitely lighter than my color. A lot of people have been both kind of memeing, but I think they're also pretty serious. A lot of people have been talking about how they've never played an RE before, but they're going to now, and it just makes me happy. Like, I don't care how people get introduced to a series. Like, that's a great way to start
up. Oh,
up.
thank you. No, that's what the other point I was gonna make. Thank you, bro. Okay, I gotta do one little tiny thing real quick. Shut the freak up if you're gonna gatekeep, you stinking little brat. Oh my god, on any game. Okay, so Dark Souls. People want, you know, like difficulty settings. I get it. I could truly care less if they actually put difficulty settings in, but they kind of have one. It's called you can just grind and get levels up. Our buddy was doing this, and this is a buddy who did not like video games. Shout out Lucid Faith. You can go check out Lucid Faith a YouTube channel. He's doing Final Fantasy 14 tutorials all the time, killing it. Anyway,
dude.
Yeah, so he had tried Souls 4, he didn't like it, and he didn't know that it was like more of an RPG, and I'm like, yeah, man, there's builds and everything. He saw how excited we are with Souls. We're going to have a whole other, like, freaking ages discussion talking about Souls. It's just one of our faves.
And let's make a distinction there. We're talking about difficulty levels and not necessarily accessibility options. Accessibility is something that should be in every single game.
Oh, for sure.
But in terms of Dark Souls, like, yeah, it's grindable. The information is out there. If you don't understand a system, you can find it very easily. But the games won't hold your hand, of course.
For sure. But he just acknowledged, you know, like he loved that he was able to grind and you can get powerful, but he would never have played the game otherwise. You know, he said it himself. He's like, yeah, I just get frustrated, not my thing. But knowing that you can grind it, it's just good. Don't get on somebody's case, but then, you know, he'd be like, I think I was over leveled. Like every single time I'm just like, no, dude, who cares, bud? It's awesome. Yo, he two-shot, he wasn't even that high. He was 120 when he did the DLC, I think, right? So that's high level, but I told him to do New Game Plus, but that's not like Omega high level, right? That's just like meta levels. He like beat Ludwig in 3 tries. He beat Maria in 2. Excuse me. He did Orphan in, I think, under 5, whatever it was. Fucking legend. And I did a curse. 104. It's awesome. But then he was like, you know, gatekeeping himself. He's like, I think it was because this. But then it's because people come in his freaking chat and give him a hard time. I'm like, hey, leave him alone. It's fine. If it makes... Bro, my first time through, I did the same thing. Dark Souls 1, you can grind poise and just chug, take a big shield. The first time through, you think I played a dex rolling dude? Heck no, bud. I always grind HP, grind it out. Whatever gets you into it, don't gatekeep. If people show interest, that's awesome. Nurture their interest, bro. You don't destroy them with your standards of play. Who cares? Who cares?
And there's a million different builds. I mean, that's exaggeration, but there's so many different builds. There's so many different ways you can play those games that anytime you're trying to invalidate anyone's manner of playing the game, you're just doing a complete disservice to everyone. Uh, I think you were the one who put it this way that it doesn't matter what weapon you're using, how little or how much damage you're doing, you can defeat every single boss as long as you keep your damage received down enough, or you have enough Estus to do it. It doesn't matter how you do it. You don't have to have the strongest gems. You don't have to have the plus 10 weapon or anything like that. Nice.
I came right at the spot. Sorry, go ahead.
Just that, if you have the patience and the will, you can just do it.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
and you don't tell anyone. I remember seeing one particular person playing, and people were on her about what gems she did or did not have. It's like, I don't care. Have you seen speedrunners? They don't use the best gems at all, anywhere near, and they're able to clobber the game just fine. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, they
play the game the way you want to play it.
When it comes, that's why they have the boss soul weapons in most Souls games, because they're all quality weapons, meaning you level qualities of build type in Demon's Souls, where you rank up strength and dexterity evenly, and it's a very effective, but not min-maxed build. So you're always going to have a specialized build that has 50 in a particular damage stat with that infusion type, sure, but you can also have a great build with having a quality build and with some boss soul weapons and having a good time. Yeah, we advertised some ESB there. You can have a great Red Hook ESB, hook me up. Budsday today on Twitter. Anyway, yeah, it's just enjoy it. There was one other thing I was going to say about that, but whatever. It's basically, in Souls games, every weapon is viable. Whatever you like the moveset of, you just pick the weapon you like the moveset of. You can literally beat the game with whatever. Broken sword or whatever, it's fine. Anyway, so I think we're going to jump over to Cassette side, but I got to use the restroom. So can we we're going to do a fade to our This Week in Gaming thing, Cassette? Is that cool? And then we'll come back and we'll finish up with you have. All right. So thanks everybody for sticking around. We really appreciate you. Catch you then.
Thanks again. Welcome back, everybody. We were just discussing some Souls a moment ago and wanted to bring it around to my streams this past week of Sekiro. I had originally jumped into this game about a year ago, actually. I don't think it was too far after it originally came out. But I had, on my first go around, through trials and tribulations, ended up getting to the final couple of bosses for the actual which ending was it? Mortal Severance ending. And through my ongoing frustrations with the game, ended up stopping there and uninstalling it for a while. And then I decided, after watching people play it after it had its newest update where they had PvP introduced, they had the gauntlets introduced.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, we need to try that at some point.
Is that an official thing?
They had PvP.
No, that wasn't an official thing, right? No, it was just I saw Lobos doing a mod like that, but no, they just,
I remember there was a mod.
They just added it's just like the blood stains kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Okay, that's a huge difference. But yeah, I wanted to give it another go after seeing other people play. Sometimes that's how it is. We get a lot of people coming into our streams who also say, I kind of want to play this again because of you. Thank you. Like,
Yeah.
it happens to us too all the
Yes.
time.
Heck yeah.
And so right now I'm doing, remind me the name of the ending. It's Dragon's Homecoming or something like that.
I always just refer to it. It's when you save the dragon from the east.
Yeah, you bring it back home.
The Western
you,
dragon.
You send it back home.
You send it back home. Yeah.
So I've been working on that ending, and not to get too deep into things, but it's especially in the time of COVID right now. It's late January 2021, and we're still quite far into it. It's just been a hard time playing a game that can get as frustrating as this. So I've gotten where I am, and I'm going to keep going, but I don't think I'm going to be streaming it anymore for the time. Yeah, I think I'm going to just do it offline. But it is one of those games that sometimes you just need your own piece to play it in. But it's
go ahead.
Yes,
no, please.
It actually has been really great being reintroduced to this game, because if you haven't played it, it truly can be a really fun game. The swordplay in this, the rhythm game meta is just incredible. And the bosses are hard. The bosses are very hard. And there is a beauty to that. But I think as a performance, I think I need to change the way that I experience this game. But that's not a detriment to, or I guess a failing of the game at all, I would say. God, this fight was so fun. God, those grabs are so brutal.
Yeah, sometimes they do that hard turn. It's called a return.
Dragon's Return?
Dragon's Homecoming.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so I say this often on Cassette stream or whatever. This is the hardest game I've ever played. My Steam statistics, if I recall, say, let's find out. Can you see my screen right here?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at, let's go down and see Sekiro. Where are we looking here?
Ooh, Stalker's another one.
Wait, I have it installed, don't I? Yeah.
Is it on your favorites? Oh, okay.
127 hours, right? So a lot of time. I like this game a whole lot, but it was, GG at the end there. Sorry, I don't steal that from you.
That's okay.
So yeah, a lot of hours in this game. I definitely dig it. I also did not stream it. Mostly because I didn't want like a backseat or people coming in and spoiling anything or anything like that. For my first Souls experience, I kind of just like to experience it myself. But GG, yeah, heck yeah, but now you look at you like, oh yeah, I know how that feels. But
that relief.
This was straight up the hardest game I ever played. When you're fighting Owl 2, bro, it's like I joke about it, but it literally, I died. I felt like, I'm sure it wasn't 50, but it felt like I died like 50 times, I would just like, because that Lady Butterfly run is, you're literally right there. That's why it felt like it. And I got to the point where when I say 50, it's because I would get slashed right away and lose like 75% of my health, and I would just stop and reset the fight. You just exit out. So you're just like boom, back at the beginning of the fight at the outside of the, because if you save and quit in Souls games, then you just appear right outside the boss fight. So if I went in and took a death straight away, because that's the thing, you just walk in and he just cut you down straight away, just die. I don't know if I was underpowered at the time or what, but I would just lose. Like, it felt like I would get one shot by that dude, man. It felt all the time like I would get one shot by him at the very beginning. And then he has the owl.
And this was the Hirata Estate version?
Yeah, dude, he has this owl familiar. It's so freaking hard when you play it, bro. It's so hard. It is the hardest video game boss I've ever fought before. Like, I don't know if I could fight it again, truly. The Demon of Hatred, on the other hand, I love the Demon of Hatred. I've said it before, but it feels like, it is a Bloodborne boss with the power of Sekiro. I mean, Sekiro is so strong, and he is so strong and so fast. Make sure you have your umbrella when you do that. Have you ever fought him before? Or did you skip him when you did it before?
I skipped him,
Got it.
but still didn't end up beating it.
Right. No. So Cassette's played
Yeah.
this before, and he stopped at Ishin. If we can gush for a second, I know you're saying it's not for you, but this is also one of my favorite FromSoft games, period. It has a very good story. It's concise. I think the characters are awesome. I love Ishin. I love Genichiro. I think Genichiro is so good. He was just doing what he can to save his people, but then all of a sudden, that lust for power kind of gets to be a little bit much. And I love Kuro's response to Owl when he's like, "Oh, you too."
If anyone ever has any time, do some research on the Sengoku area of Japan. It is a time. Constant upheaval.
That's up there with like Ludwig coming to consciousness.
Oh God, yeah. That moment will forever. That is my absolute favorite Souls moment.
How do you?
Ever.
Which one, Ludwig?
Yes.
Yes, me too.
Waking up.
Yeah. That's why that's why the Ludwig fight is my favorite fight. I mean, the music, but the theatrics of him being a beast and then overcoming it and becoming lucid and finding his my guiding moonlight, you were by my side all along. If you want to shout out to Aro for Clip and Cassette doing a perfect rendition of that business. Holy cow!
I at least still have that file, so I could definitely share it around. Still.
Excellent. We should put that in if we can remember, put that in the description as well. It's so good. Oh, raid for Buoybot! Shout out Buoybot. Anyway,
seriously, go follow Bowie.
What about the headless? Did you ever take any of those on? It's really better to have the confetti, the divine confetti. I don't remember when you end up getting at some point a lot more of that. Can you buy it towards the very end, or there's some part where you end up just getting
like you should be able to?
Yeah. I don't remember when that happens though.
Maybe in a particular area that I haven't gone to.
Man,
in this
that kind of bums me out. You're not going to stream it, so you're not going to show it. You're not going to do the carp quest. Have you fought both the snakes now? You did the plunging attack on the one. You killed the other one in the. Okay, so you've done those. That's what the one thing I wanted to do. Didn't you love that plunging attack on the snake?
Oh my God, it's probably the best part of the whole freaking game.
It's so good.
I mean, this game has a lot of amazing parts, but just the experiences that have been crafted for this game are phenomenal.
I did not get that my first playthrough. I didn't even think to use the puppeteer jutsu on the little dude down below, but I looked it up on my second playthrough, and I went like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that's when I did the dragon ending, and it was just so good, man. I really like that.
Yeah.
So neat. Shout out FromSoft. You just have so many different reasons to play through the games. That's why I think it's wild when people when they want to do like perfect playthroughs. I'm like, okay, but it's fine if you miss shit your first playthrough. You should just go in blind and fuck up. Whatever. People, whatever. It's not my game. Don't gatekeep, son. Play how you want to play, buds. Yo, this motherfucker. Shit. 9 and 10 minutes in.
Yeah, this was quite the fight. Luckily, it didn't take us too long to get him, but I was so frustrated when I was like coming up on him. I didn't realize he was pointing from where I was standing.
This guy is very hard. I remember he's the first one that uses Sabimaru, and he uses his other hand. The other ones have their hand tied behind their hand, or they're armless or something like that.
I think they're armless.
Yeah, he's so hard. I remember this fight. This one took me a long time. And then
go
ahead.
Contact powder or whatever it's called, the thing that gives you the slow poison, there really is a saving grace in these fights. When I don't know the rhythm of the particular enemy or boss, I get so anxious and I start accidentally like block pumping, and it really, you mess up all your opportunities because then you're not deflecting anymore. You're just constantly taking posture damage.
Yep.
And a bad time posture break is really not going to be fun. Yeah, I'm still going to be playing it, hopefully. Maybe I'll even Discord stream a little bit of it, but probably not. It might be best to just do it in my own space. This guy, when you can start deflecting his entire kit combo and get that last Mikiri, it just feels so good.
That's this entire game, bro. That's this whole game. If you can get the deflect and the Mikiri, then this game feels great.
It's funny when you're fighting these as normal enemies, like you just get that one combo and that will instantly get them into a death blow stance.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a jump one, but
They also let
them.
you run away from these.
They do. I was kind of mad at that time where I was just like, all right, gotta get back in position. And then he completely de-aggroed, except he was pointing my way again. So I wasn't able to get the backstab again because when you de-aggro, they get all their death blows back.
Right. I really loved that when I very first started to play, and just like the second encounter like that you get with the dog roaming around and the two gun guys, I jumped down, I got overwhelmed instantly, and I just was able to straight up run away with the speed of Sekiro, and I was like, oh my goodness, I remember typing this in our other Discord and just being like, you can just run, you can just, if it sucks, just leave. It's awesome.
Well, especially in most recent From games, you can really play the AI like a fiddle.
Yes. Rubber banding.
But yeah, that's Sekiro. Quite the ride. Good game. Can be frustrating, especially if you let it be.
Should we pop over to Final Fantasy?
Yep. I just have quick words for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
No quick words. Take all the time. You've only been going for 17 minutes. Take all the time you need.
Okay, cool. Hard mode.
No, where are we starting? Do we? This is the first introduction. Do we talk about our absolute love and adoration of Final Fantasy right now?
I guess we haven't really put that to paper before, have we?
Well, this is our first podcast.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII.
I did talk about the PlayStation. That was the whole reason why I bought a PlayStation. Was Final Fantasy VII. Love this game. Go ahead.
Final Fantasy VII was my first Final Fantasy, and really probably my first long-form game. Honestly, I didn't have consoles growing up until I was like in my teenager years, like older teens. But I played this on PC on a machine that barely had any RAM, so there were definitely a couple of sections where it would go literally at 1 frame per 30 seconds, and it was terrible, but I got through them and I beat the game still. It really opened my eyes to how a video game can affect you, how powerful a story can be, how great a game can feel as a game. And just it's formative memories for me. This really did set up my imagination and how I view games and how I've viewed like my own creations in my head. It was my I can't really say childhood, but it definitely was my pre and main teen years. This game will forever be treasured. And being able to finally play this remake after years and years of like, oh man, what if Final Fantasy VII was like this? What if we were able to see it in a more modern cinematic way, a fully realized world? And we finally got that. And honestly, it didn't really disappoint.
What chapter is the dancing mini game?
Oh, 10 or 11.
That's why that game is,
or 9.
That was my, I think it's 9, something like that. That right there was the reason why it was my game of the year. It was so good. It was incredible. I loved it. Final Fantasy VII is like, okay. So the reason why, if you love new Final Fantasy, they kind of do like this Magitech stuff. It's such a cool concept. If you play Final Fantasy VI, it's so rad. They really expanded on it with Final Fantasy VII, and it's Final Fantasy and Magitech is just kind of how I talked about with EOS, where it's like you have normal humans with extreme fantasy, where in Final Fantasy with Magitech, it's just like Magitech armor or like technology that is just exists and is accepted in the world. It's like an anime type thing. This is the rule of this world, and this is just the way it is. So once you suspend your disbelief and you just accept that, it's so cool. Like with Final Fantasy 15, you have the Tower of the Crystal, and King Regis and the power and the ring of the Luci, that whole Luci bloodline, or the Lucius bloodline, it is all based on the crystal. And then you have why am I blanking all of a sudden on what's the other company or the other country that doesn't like them, that's attacking? That
it's not Insomnia.
No, that's the city.
Yeah.
It's
I can't remember.
I feel foolish right now. Well, they have Magitech. They want the crystal, and do you have that? Do you have that up right now? Let me look.
I'm looking it up.
Thanks. So they want the crystal. They covered the crystal, but they have Magitech, and they use the power of demons, and they create these demons and infuse them into their Magitech armor. And you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Sure. So
it's not Solheim, is it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, is it just Niflheim?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just Niflheim.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. If I recall right, that's that what you're saying?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. So with Final Fantasy VII, it's like that, but we finally get to see it like this. It's amazing. I guarantee if you play this as your first Final Fantasy, which I highly recommend play. Okay. If you play Final Fantasy 15, watch Kingsglaive, and that could totally be your first Final Fantasy. That's amazing. 100% recommend. But this one, you can also play it. That one, play all the DLC too. It's amazing. The gameplay is so good on that, but the gameplay is next level on this. They took the turn-based combat and they made everything good about it. The only thing I don't like about this is there's no loadouts for the materia, and it drives me insane swapping your materia.
Yes.
It is so fucking frustrating. 22 shoopy doopy 2250. Yes, I want loadouts so bad. It's so crazy we don't have loadouts.
I feel like it's a common criticism that they spent a lot of energy doing the weapon upgrades menu and then spent nothing at all on quality of life for the materia menu.
Yeah, I feel that. But anyway, the game itself is so well realized. And I know a lot of people didn't like this game, or they thought that it dragged on too much, but I truly felt like it added so much more just of the inherent friendship and interaction between the characters. This there were some parts that were a little long, I do concede, but the entire game takes place in like 4 hours in the original, and I truly believe if you play through this, you will want to go play the original, and you will pick up right where you left off, and you'll get right back to the end of this, leave in Midgard. 4 hours in, you'll be like, let's go for the story. You're gonna get to go meet our boy Red, and you're gonna get to go to Mount Cosmo Canyon and hear the best theme song in the game. It's just so great, and there's reason to believe, without giving spoilers because this game's still brand new, that I think it's been known. I don't know. This game doesn't necessarily 100% one-to-one remake stuff. They've introduced stuff that seems pretty obvious that Sephiroth knows what's happening, it seems, and he is doing stuff to alter the timeline, and it's very exciting to see where they're going to go, and I'm all for it, quite frankly. I love to see what they're going to do. I know that old story. I love that old story. I can always have that old story. I'm so glad we get new stuff.
It kind of comes back to remakes a lot. Oh, there's his roll dankness.
Shout out HRD.
There's a lot of that discussion with remakes, especially with a lot of major changes. Those original experiences will always be there for you to re-enjoy. You don't have to jump into the new remade different experience if you don't want to, but you might find something cool and neat out of it that can both share that previous world and also stand alone as its own experience.
One thing that I really liked about what 15 introduced was that they just made real world scenarios like a cave or whatever, like a dungeon, or like a building is a dungeon. And it's not like, okay, we're going into this obvious dungeon zone or area. Now, who knows, with 16, since they're going back to crystals and going back to fantasy, it's probably going to be more in line with that. I do... I
forgot about 16.
Yeah, I still do love high fantasy, but I truly love sci-fi more these days. and the combination of Magitech sci-fi in the fantasy is perfect in Final Fantasy with the Magitech stuff. 7, 15, and 8. As much as I dislike a lot of what 8 does, that world is very cool.
It really is. I really need to give that one a fair shake again.
You don't. It's bad. The love story's forced and bad.
Oh God, it really is. I don't know why people enjoy that aspect of it at all.
My buddy growing
feels
up,
very adolescent.
It was one of his faves, and what just happened there? It looked like it was trying to flash an ad. Anyway, it was one of his faves, and he was always like trying to hype up the romance, and I'm like, man, it's so forced. And playing it again recently as an adult, it still feels forced.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so we're replaying Remake because I never got to do hard mode, which was a wonderful addition that they brought for the remake. Because admittedly, Final Fantasy VII OG is easy.
yes,
it definitely has its moments.
A button simulator,
but it is not a. It's not Shin Megami Tensei. It's not even Final Fantasy VI. It's still a great game, and the gameplay is fantastic. But a hard mode, like actual challenge for Final Fantasy VII, it's just great. We tried it a little while ago with having taken a long break from normal mode since April of last year, and got my butt whooped by a regular enemy in chapter 3, and so decided that it was probably best to go back through the game again in normal mode. Obviously, I'm very overpowered in these opening sections, but relearning what all the enemies do and re-examining all their weaknesses and how to stagger them, etc. I'm really hoping that this will, through refreshing my memories, will make attempting hard mode a much easier time. So, and it's just a great game to chill to. Like, this game doesn't stress you out. It's just a very wonderful ride.
I really want them to release a PS5 patch because I want to play it again. I just don't want to deal with these load times, and I don't want to have to buy a PS5 version. And when it comes to PC in March or whenever it is, whenever it comes to Xbox and all that stuff, I don't want to buy it again. I just hope they release some sort of patch or some sort of upgrade for it because, I want to play it again. I want to play it on hard mode. I gotta say, the first game, the combat is not good. It is boring. It is mind-numbingly boring. It is one of the most boring JRPGs. When people were like mad that I don't know if this is a controversial statement or whatever, but when people were mad that they made the changes to the gameplay on this, I'm like, dudes, the other gameplay was so stinking boring. As much as I love it, and I played so many hours. I played through this game countless times. Once I was introduced to a Persona game and like Bravely Default and Octopath, trying to go back and play these games without like the speed up is just mind numbing. And this one is so well done. And this one actually still is a turn-based game. People just play it like an action game. You're not supposed to play as Cloud the entire time. You're supposed to switch to Cloud, use up his ATB, switch to Tifa, use up her ATB, switch to Barret, use up his ATB. It's supposed to be turn-based. There's just more going on, and the enemies are just kind of doing stuff. I love playing as Aerith. I love playing as Aerith, man, because I like playing like commander type things in battlefields where you can kind of get an overarching view of the map. And all her stuff is like very much around that. Yeah, this game is amazing. If you haven't, you can treat it. It is a turn-based RPG. And it doesn't let you button mash. It's not a button mashing action game. And if you treat it like that, you're not gonna like it. It's not that kind of game. It's still a turn-based RPG.
Especially on hard mode, it's not that kind of game.
no, you can't use items. And I'm looking forward to playing it, but it's. Oh, I wish there was loadouts.
It is kind of interesting with the whole ATB system. On a lot of normal enemies, your regular attacks can work just fine. But to be honest, your attacks and defense are just for charging up and lowering damage. The bread and butter really is in all the abilities and spells and managing your ATB. So you can definitely play it on classic or easy mode, but honestly, normal should definitely be the way you give it a go if you're still not quite dipping your toes into that water. You talked about Aerith, and I actually did finally start learning all of her abilities that I missed in my first playthrough.
Cool.
And
On the
her
staffs?
abilities, yes.
Yeah.
But like her arcane ward, I think she has, what is it? ATB ward or whatever. Being able to like have those extra spell casting and ATB buffs for all your other characters just really opens it up. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm really excited to play more of that this week. So excited.
Awesome. I love it. I adore this game. It was it was 100% my game of the year. I look forward to playing it again. If there was a PS5 patch right now, if it ran better, 60 frames and better load times, I would be streaming it right now. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's feel like that's been our this week in games.
Cool. Well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this first episode of our Budsday today. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this entire time, if you're listening, you can find us. We'll have all of our information below on Twitter, on Twitch, Sun versus the Moon,
Cassette
Blue, my man. Have such a good time. Always stream with you. I stream Saturday through Tuesday, Pacific time zone 6 to 10 usually, but on the weekends, it's just COVID. When COVID ends, who knows what's going to happen. But right now we're streaming a lot. So because it's fun, it's a really good time for all of us. It lets us talk out loud. I work from home as well, so I'm just kind of cooped up a lot. It's very nice. I love the community we have on Twitch. The people there are just...
We've met some super great people.
Incredible. Yeah, I could not... You're the people on Twitch, you're probably the people that are listening to this right now. So thank you.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for you in my life. You have made my life better in every single way. Cassette, you're great. This has been such a fun project to work with. I hope we can continue to do this. This one was a little long because we just haven't gotten really used to the thing. We didn't know if we were going to be able to talk. I know I'm a rambler. I can talk forever. We may edit this down a little bit. So if you saw some cuts, it was just probably because we were just talking too much. And we needed to kind of get to the point because now this is about more than 2 hours long. So
yes,
who knows? It could be fun though. I love podcasts like this. I listen to many podcasts like that, just like this. They talk about the games they played that week, and I just listen. I have it on in the background, and I love it. So if you guys listen to this, give us, if you actually made it this far, give us a heads up in the comments and please let us know truthfully if this length is okay, or if you want us to kind of wrap it up and get it together. Just kind of give us some input. Otherwise, any closing thoughts, Cassette?
Nothing that I can really think of. Thank you for wanting to do this, and thank you for your patience with me and just letting me be able to actually like get into a cool, comfortable project like this. Who knew that you could just spend like 2+ hours just talking about stuff?
I did. This is easy. We do this all the time. Whenever we're on Discord calls, we'll just sit and it'll be like, oh my gosh, it's been 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to be able to finally hit record, and I don't know. I've been pleasantly surprised by myself today. And so, thank you for that.
Oh, heck yeah. It's been a rest.
And, we wouldn't be here without being able to have streamed for all these wonderful people, and I really hope that you all enjoy this.
Yeah,
because
me too.
We're enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, like, we have our social medias. Just hit us up at Budsday today.
Thank you for the reminder.
Like, seriously, yeah. If you want to hear us talk about something in particular, you have any questions, or you had just
anything
on your mind, please tweet us. And I hope that we can bring it into our next show. When you come into our Budsday streams or our solo streams, twitch.tv/CassetteBlue, Tuesdays through Fridays, 6 or 7 p.m. start time.
Thank you. Holy shit, I'm so sorry. Yes.
No, I was expecting to say that for myself.
Okay.
But you know, I would love to hear if any of you listen to this and what you thought. Like, you know, just bring it. Yeah, y'all are wonderful, and I have been spending, just like you, like over this past year with COVID and everything. I've been spending so much time with all of y'all, and having you as our if friends and family in a lot of ways. Like,
Yes.
you know, it's been kind of essential. And so thank you.
We spent holidays with you.
Yes, we have. You are family.
Yes.
So yeah. Again, thank you everyone so much, and I hope you enjoyed.
I laughed, and my outburst was over your schedule again. Why don't you give everybody your schedule clearly, just in case they missed it?
Oh yeah, sure thing. So Tuesdays through Fridays, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. startish on Tuesdays for Budsday, and then right now Wednesdays through Friday at 7 p.m. all time Pacific. And thank you all for enjoying our first episode of Budsday today. Son, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna fade out and catch you later. Peace. Cheers,
Take
bud.
care, everyone.
Later.
These mysterious invaders become known as Snatchers.